Hey, what's up guys? Gons here for the Face Like the Sun YouTube channel. Just a quick update from the Tianjin explosion from last week. I got this information from an episode called Kinetic Retaliation on Ground Zero with Clyde Lewis, and he had on a guest named Alana Freeland. She's a researcher. She believes that this was also a space weapon. And the reason why she believes that is because of how close some supercomputers in China were to the blast site. And I wanted to go ahead and double check her information and research some of the stuff that she claimed. And so I did that, and I gotta say, it's pretty interesting. So I'll leave a link to the episode here, but if we go back to 2010, October 28th, the New York Times reported that the Tianhe-1 has basically become the world's fastest supercomputer, at least publicly. And this was a big deal because, according to this article, China wrests supercomputer title from US. Now, I don't know exactly what happened in terms of the drama, the back and forth or whatever, but in 2013, the Wall Street Journal reported that China's supercomputer poised to take #1 ranking. And it says here, U.S. researchers are bracing for the prospect that China will once again have the world's fastest supercomputer and could hang on to the speed crown for some time. And I can't read the whole article here because I'm not a subscriber of Wall Street Journal, but I think you get the gist here. Now, the first computer that was, the fastest in the world back in 2010 is the Tianhe-1. The Tianhe-1 is located at the National Supercomputing Center in Tianjin, China. Now, the other computer that went online is the Tianhe-2. The Tianhe-2 is located at the National Supercomputer Center in Guangzhou. Now, to get a grasp of how close these computers were to the blast site, there is a report from the Center for Geographic Analysis, Harvard University, that gives approximate coordinates of the explosion. And here's the explosion coordinates here. If we go to Google Maps, here's the blast site. Now, here's where the Tianhe-1 is, 1 block away. And obviously you can see where the Tianhe-2 is, Tianhe-2, just up the street. This is pretty close. And, this is quite a coincidence, if you ask me, of how close this blast site was to the supercomputers, especially in light of President Obama just a day or two before the explosions, announcing Obama called for massive boost in power of supercomputers. And in the article, it states, their order comes amid considerable competition from China, which currently runs the world's fastest supercomputer. And wouldn't you know it, it's very interesting. Last week, China said it would curb exports of advanced drones and supercomputers as part of its continued push to control technology linked to national security. The Wall Street Journal reports, in April 2015, the U.S. blocked technology exports to Chinese technical centers associated with the Tianhe-2, China's supercomputer. That's really interesting. And not to mention that there were reports that the Tianhe-1 supercomputer had to go offline during the explosion. There wasn't much report about the Tianhe-2, but it's very interesting that these computers had to shut down, but they're back online. So if it was some sort of kinetic weapon from space, some kind of warning, this would be very convenient as a little warning sign, if there is some sort of national conflict that's going on here, especially in the space wars that's basically happening above our heads. Why would Obama call for a new supercomputer to take over, #1 in the world, at the same time talking about China and how they're trying to deploy drones and, trying to take over the technology sector? And at the same time, you have just a day or two after this explosion right next to China's main source of technological prowess, which is their supercomputers that probably has some sort of connections to space and their satellites, I'm assuming. And perhaps this was a way for the United States, if they are the ones that own superior weapons, to flex their muscles a little bit and say, hey, look, we can take you out whenever we want to. And of course, that's sort of in a carnal perspective. I think this could be classified as a false flag in terms of the spiritual conspiracy going on, because ultimately these world governments are under one rule anyway, one spiritual rule, and that's probably the driving force behind all of it. But I do want to point out that this sort of thing is very interesting. It's very convenient that it was so close to the supercomputers. So that's all I had for the report here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. I have all the links to everything that I talked about here as well in the description section. And thanks for sharing. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome day. God bless.